So today I was asked to make a YouTube video about manifestation in Islam, and I said, you know what, let's do it. I'm not even home. I don't have my microphone, but I said, you know what, Allah is telling me something, so let's get to action. They say success loves speed. It's not that you have to rush yourself into doing those things like time is running out. No, it's just that you are so calm and grounded and aware. Okay, Allah is telling me something. Allah is showing me something. Let me act on this. Let me follow Allah's guide, and Allah will guide you from there. So the whole thing about manifestation that they don't really tell you, it's that the whole question is wrong. How do I manifest as a Muslim? No, because Allah is the manifester. We don't manifest nothing. Everything is already existed. So it's not that we have to create something new. No, because everything has already existed. For example, when you get married, you get pregnant. It's not like all of a sudden you created the baby or your body created the baby. No, Allah created that baby with what was already there, with the ingredients. So all the ingredients of everything is already present, already existent. We just have to place ourselves in the right circumstance with those ingredients so that we get what we want. Okay? So everything is already there. So we don't manifesting. That's the first thing. We don't manifest, Allah manifests. Then Allah has put certain laws into place. The laws of creation. Everything functions with order. And if we don't understand that order, we will always just keep on wishing and making dua to Allah to make stuff happen. But that's not how it works. So you have to understand the rules of the game before you can even win the game. And Allah taught us all of these orders and rules in the Quran. Now, if you want to be successful, for example, or you want to be rich, all it takes for you is to be that right now, because you cannot become someone that you are not. That does not exist, okay? Because Allah created the order. What does the order say? What does the law say? The law says that everything is constantly expanding. Everything is constantly growing. That's the law of creation. Everything is supposed to grow. Is supposed to be developing at all times. So like you see, the universe is constantly expanding. In that same fashion, you are constantly expanding. But obviously, if you're blocking yourself, you're not setting yourself up for expansion, you will block and sabotage yourself. Okay, now, if the law says everything is expanding, how is your life not expanding? Simple. What do you actually need to understand about this expansion law? Everything is expanding. That's the law, that's the truth, but you don't see that. So where's the proof and the evidence for that law? Easy, very simple. The law really means that an object in motion stays in motion. That means that when you are on a path, you will keep being on that path. You will keep on growing on that path. When you plant the seeds, you just have to plant the seeds and Allah will make those seeds grow. So upon you is the first action and nourishing of that action. But with time, it's natural that that plant will grow in nature because it's positioned to grow. But if you did not plant that seed, that would not happen. Okay, what does this mean? This means that if you want to be successful, if you want to be rich, that will never happen by you being poor. Okay? If you are a broke person, you are a person in survival mode, you have low self-esteem, you live with this scarcity mindset, with the victim mentality, you will not be rich. Why? Because if you are not rich right now, you cannot be rich later. What you want later, you have to do right now, because time does not exist. Time does not exist. So whatever you are right now, you are becoming more and more of. So at any point in time, everything is expanding. At any point in time, you are becoming more and more of who you already are. That is what is constantly happening. So what should we do on this timeline? How do you choose another timeline? Is by shifting your focus. When you think of your dream life, you think of the freedom, you think of the beach, you think of nature, you think of travel, you think of freedom of choice, freedom of location, you think of Umrah and Hajj, you think of launching products, you think of your business exploding, you think of your clients having their lives change, you think of all the testimonials, you think of the gifts that you will give your family in on Eid. You think of Ramadan, doing Ramadan in Hajj. You think of doing Ramadan in Umrah or in Muslim countries. Maybe moving to a Muslim country, and all these beautiful things. You think of love. Now, when you think of your dream life, you think of all the beautiful things. But when you think of your present life, you only think about the problems. So, what is the problem actually? Because time does not exist. What is happening is you're only increasing more of what you focus on because you don't experience your life. Life from the outside is not set in one tone. The scene is not set, nothing is set in stone. So there's an infinite amount of scenes and realities out there, but you decide what your reality is going to be based on your focus. If you now focus on your problems and only your problems, that's what you will experience more of because that's what you notice, that's what you give your attention to and your energy to. That's what you will keep on experiencing over and over again. But when you just shift your focus, you also shift your timeline. When you think of your dream life, you think of your blessings now. If you want to be on that frequency right now, on that timeline, right now, focus on your blessings. Right now, be blind to your problems whatsoever and only see the good. Oh my God, yes, I have this. If you have a problem with your car, at least you have a car. Only focus on the beautiful things because that's the timeline. Now, let's do this exercise. You just sit and you breathe. I want you to let go of all your worries. I want you to let go of all your fears, all your doubts. Let your body relax. Soothe yourself completely. Now, I want you to imagine that you are holding a smoothie in your hand and it's made of mango. And just you holding it, you can smell it. It smells so good. And you're actually sitting in your dream garden in front of your pool. And the sun is shining on your face, on your body. And this smoothie, you go and you take a sip out of it. And you feel the wind blowing through your hair. And you're just sitting there relaxing and enjoying this moment. This breeze is really giving you so much joy. And the taste of this smoothie is really bringing you so much happiness. Something so small, but it makes you feel on top of the world. You feel you're in the clouds. Okay. Now, what happened? You are feeling this, aren't you? You are feeling this. You are almost tasting this. How? When you are feeling, you are now on that timeline. You are now experiencing this. It's not like you're just feeling it, you're actually experiencing this. So now, your soul is in front of the pool. Your soul is drinking a smoothie. So your body follows. It has no choice but to follow. So when you focus on that, now that is your experience. You are now on that timeline. The whole challenge is you have to keep yourself in this truth. Because when you think in the Quran, Allah already promised you paradise. And in paradise, you will have the best smoothies. In paradise, you will have the best views and the best feelings and the best experiences. So if we truly believed with all our hearts that the Quran is the truth, that means that our bodies and our souls would feel it right now. And at all times, you would experience that bliss of paradise right now because you know you are a Muslim, you know you are doing what you're supposed to do, and that you are already promised Allah's paradise. So, Iman means that you are experiencing that in your body. Iman is your feelings. How do you know that you have Iman? Is because you are feeling it. And your Iman comes from the root word aman, and aman means safety. So when your body is in survival mode, where is the Iman? When you actually fix your Iman and you start growing and increasing your Iman by growing and expanding your feelings, what happens? Your body feels safe. And that means now you are a mu'min because you are feeling safe. Because when we are so connected to Allah, your body is supposed to feel safe. If it's not feeling safe, there is a problem. This is the problem that has been going on for so long, and all people are suffering from this. Their nervous system cannot regulate, cannot soothe, cannot relax. But Allah teaches us the prayer. The prayer is the biggest gift to us and to the prophets that was revealed when he was going through the hardest period of his life when two of his most dearest family members died, his uncle and his wife. And that Amul Huzn, the year of sadness, the Prophet ﷺ, he was called up to Al-Isra wal Mi'raj, and he was given this honor and huge gift of prayer so that we may return to Allah and that our body feel already in paradise, because he was gifted the prayer in paradise. So every time you pray, you're supposed to feel in paradise because your prayer came from paradise in the first place. So just imagine if all Muslims would feel like this at all times. Your body is already in paradise because Allah said so. And Allah gifted me this prayer. And by me praying this prayer, in my prayer, I'm directly connected to Allah. And therefore, I am already experiencing paradise right this moment. And then you pray one time, you have to pray the second time. You have to pray 5 times a day. So every time you get yourself up in the frequency, time goes by, maybe it descends, but you have to remind yourself, keep returning to the pattern, keep returning to the vibration, to the frequency, to the remembrance of Allah, and then you keep on praying to stay in that level of vibration and that timeline. That's where Allah wants you to be. Allah does not want you to live in the dungeon. No, never. Not in hell. Allah wants you to live in paradise, and He has given you everything that you need so that you, even on this world, this dunya, you already experience paradise. And when you do, let me tell you, paradise is of the highest frequency. Paradise has the highest frequency, has the highest level. So when you feel that highest level, obviously that level is so much greater and higher than everything you can possibly have in this dunya. What does that mean? That means that you 5 times a day, you practice yourself to be in the highest frequency, in the highest vibration. You are out of this world. So the whole world and the whole reality starts to submit to you, and everything just falls into place because you are so rooted and grounded in Allah's presence. And then everything is easy for you. You don't have to hustle and bustle and work hard. And no. Everything just falls into your lap. Obviously, you have to take action with that energy. Now you go to pray. You feel the peace of prayer. Now go and do something with that peace and that energy, because that's the energy of creation. Now you invite Allah in the process. You invite Allah in the business. And you take action. Like me, I got this message. Can you make a video about manifesting on YouTube? Yes. I listen and I obey. I hear Allah's command and I obey immediately. Because I find myself talking to myself the whole day. I find myself just thinking and taking notes by myself. And this is Allah training me and teaching me, because Allah wanted me to make this video. So it's when you think about time and about life, everything is perfect. There is nothing that is imperfect. هل ترى من فطور? Do you see any imperfection? No, Ya Allah, we don't see any imperfection. And we say Subhanallah. Subhanallah means Allah is perfect. Perfect is Allah. Allah has no shortcomings whatsoever. So we get to experience the creation of Allah that is perfect, and our creation that is perfect. And we get to experience the joy and the honor of knowing Allah and experiencing what He has created. What an honor is that. And then, as if that's not a blessing in itself, Allah rewards us for experiencing Him in this creation, so that when we die, after this very blissful experience, we get to experience the highest abode ever, and to be as close as Allah as possible in Jannatul Firdaus as well. So when you are truly deeply in love with Allah, everything just falls into place. So that's how you manifest your dream life.